Quantum TV, a TV reviewer channel, I presume, and by that I don't mean TV shows, I mean he reviews actual TVs from what I've seen by perusing through his channel. And also a big-time anti-gay bigot and transphobe who I never heard of before some of the craziest rounds of YouTube drama I have ever seen. I'll give a very brief synopsis for those of you who have not been keeping up with this at all, and even I don't know the ins and outs of all this drama because I just heard about it the other night. But basically, he gave a very unsavory review of the game Elden Ring. And perhaps saying unsavory is putting it a little lightly because he didn't just trash the game, he also completely shat on people who like the game. This then prompted several other YouTubers to make videos clowning on him for his opinion on Elden Ring, including one channel called The Act Man, who, not counting his video where he defends himself in regards to this drama, I've only ever watched one video by months ago. His Resident Evil 4 video, because I'm a huge geek for that game, and any video praising it is an immediate watch for me. But anyways, Quantum went after Act Man in the form of a copyright strike. And if this just began and ended there, I probably wouldn't be talking about this because this would just be yet another example of a person abusing YouTube's broken copyright system. And I've already talked about that at length in the past on this channel, so I really have nothing to add when it comes to that. But there is one thing about this drama that differentiates it from the rest. He called Act Man's mother. This is something I'm really hung up over because I've never heard of this happening. A grown man calling another grown man's mother about fucking YouTube drama. Like, are we back in fucking kindergarten? I highly doubt she even knew about this drama going on prior to you calling her, nor does she give a fuck. Quantum says this on the community tab of his channel. At the Act Man, the proof is right here. Saturday, April 23rd, I called your mother trying to reach you to work things out because your number under public records was disconnected. That same day, you post about being done. After my Power of an Apology video on the 24th of April, mentioning that I called your mother trying to reach you, you magically get threats of doxing and violence? But not on April 23rd when the call happened? No matter how you look at it, you told a very harmful lie that damaged my reputation, and issued a threat to cause bodily harm in writing. Like I said, the authorities have been notified, threats will not be tolerated. Everyone else may think this is fake, but you know exactly what I showed you. Undeniable proof that you committed a crime. Now I'll get to the quote-unquote threat that Axeman made towards Quantum in a little bit, but for now I just want to ask, what the fuck did you need his personal phone number for? Like, you couldn't talk things out with him via DMs or in a private Discord call? It had to be on the fucking phone? Here's my theory. He wanted his phone number to use as a power move later, to hang it over his head and say, if you continue to talk about me, I'll leak your phone number, but that's just me. Now, I get the drama may be getting to you, but I'm sure there are several different ways that you could reach out to Actman without having to attain personal information. Now, I'm not going to be all hard-nosed like a lot of the other people commenting on this situation and say things like, well, when you put your opinion out there on the internet, especially a really unpopular one, you should expect criticism in return, and not act like a little bitch, because I understand. The internet can absolutely take things too far and dogpile, no matter how bad your Elden Ring video may have been. And perhaps you have received some harassment from people in Atman's fanbase. I mean, fuck, he has over 1 million subscribers. I wouldn't doubt that at least a few people out of the 1 million plus people he has subscribed to his channel are a little unhinged. This is the internet, for God's sakes, but this harkens me back to last year, when I was getting absolutely dogpiled by a larger YouTuber's fanbase. I made a very critical video towards a large YouTuber several years ago, and then about a year ago they began making a series of videos where they would react to quote-unquote hater videos made towards them, and while I was never featured in any of these videos to my knowledge, their dumbass fanbase still went to my video and completely bombarded it with some of the nastiest shit in the book. I would get hundreds of comments a day on the same video from this guy's fanbase, and after a while it just became completely unbearable, and then I went to Twitter and shot this guy a DM saying, hey, perhaps you're misusing your large platform. That didn't do shit, it just went to the ether, but it was worth a shot regardless. But I never ever went out of my way to try to find this guy's personal information, try to find the personal information of his family members in an attempt to contact him, because that would be completely overstepping my boundaries. And honestly, if someone on the internet were to do that to me, I would react the same way Actman has to this. This is the threat that Quantum has been crying over. I can confirm that Quantum TV is threatening me and my family with doxing and violence. Even reached out to my mother saying we wouldn't want families to get hurt or involved in this. I wish I was fucking joking. If we see you, Quantum, we shoot on sight. Now, I watched Review Tech USA's video about this the other night, and he completely disagreed with Actman saying this, but honestly, I don't give a fuck. There are certain lines you just do not cross when it comes to internet drama, and going out of your way to find the information of, and even contacting, family members or anyone else in the other person's personal life who have no involvement in this whatsoever is most certainly one of them. Whether it was intentional or not, it doesn't really matter. You dragged his mother into this. Again, someone who probably had no clue this was going on, someone who does not give a fuck about this in the slightest, but now they had some weirdo fucking call them over YouTube drama they are currently in the middle of with their son. I mean, imagine getting that fucking phone call. Yes, hello, is this Actman's mother? Yeah, I'm in the middle of some YouTube beef with your son, and I wouldn't want families getting involved or even hurt because of this. Now, I'll agree with Review Tech USA on this. It probably wasn't a veiled threat. He was probably referring to his own family when he said this, but still, you gotta admit, it's probably at least a little concerning when someone who is in the middle of some internet beef with your son calls you out of the blue and says this. And that's why I completely understand Actman's anger in response to this and what he said towards Quantum in response to this. Maybe it wasn't the right thing to say, and maybe it does win Quantum some victim points, but who gives a fuck? When family members, friends, etc. in your personal life begin to be contacted by some weirdo who has a hate boner for you online, all bets are fucking off in my book. And this is why I consider Quantum TV to be the biggest man-child on YouTube. There was no fucking reason for you to contact this guy's mother. There is no justification that makes this right. Honestly, I think this is you trying to scare him. Trying to be like, see, I can get the information of your mother and who knows who else, so you better stop talking about me. Kinda like what I think you wanted to do with his phone number, like I mentioned earlier, but since that failed, this is the next best thing. If you wanted to actually have a good faith discussion with Actman over this drama, you would have let this shit stay on the internet where it fucking belongs. Not drag other people in his personal life who are completely unrelated to this situation. But no, you're a fucking man-child who probably wanted to see him all tough and scary. But how's that working out for you? You're now seen as the guy who called someone else's mommy over fucking YouTube drama. Fucking pathetic. This drama's been a fucking roller coaster, and I couldn't resist not saying anything about it in video form. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.